All right, we are live from NAA. I'm here with Kendra Butterfield, and she just had a great session yesterday, and I want to have a little recap of what she talked about. But also, next week, we're going to talk and have a full-length version of Boss Talks, and she's the guest, so it's going to be awesome. And so this is just a preview of what's to come for next week. So Kendra, what were the highlights of your session yesterday?
We talked about the mental health survey and what resources are now available for people in our industry for mental health services. And so we also had our white paper results posted to NAA's website. So that's available. And so we're going to go over that more in detail next week.
Fantastic. I'm super excited to have her next week. So check us out next week, Wednesday at noon Pacific time, 3 Eastern. And we'll talk all things first aid when it comes to mental health and all the things that are happening when it comes to NAA in regards to that, and getting training and getting people equipped to handle all the challenges of mental health, because we all know that's become quite the topic of conversation in recent years. And it's always been something, but in property management, it definitely is a thing we need to pay better attention to. So
You're definitely one of the most stressful industries out there. And it didn't just become stressful overnight.
it sure didn't. And I know firsthand, being somebody that worked with managers on site, that there's a lot of stress there. And not only your own life, but the residents and all the things they go through. Super excited to talk to her and learn more about what's going on with that. So check that out, and we'll see you next week. Lori, she was a guest back in December, I believe. Great guest. If you haven't seen her session on Boss Talks, make sure you go check it out on our website, on LinkedIn. Ask me, whatever. I'll direct you, but you need to check that out. But also, Lori is an NAAEI facilitator. She had the great honor of being a facilitator here at NAA yesterday and did a session.
I did.
So, Lori, what was your session about, and what are some highlights of it?
Sure thing. So I presented a session called Dirty Jobs, training the next generation of maintenance technician. And that's such a timely topic because everybody's having difficulty hiring for maintenance and retaining maintenance. So we talked about the critical component of having a maintenance training program, but how do you get there? What are your initial steps? What are your short, midterm, long-term goals? So there were 3 panelists, including myself, that had a different vantage point about how to really just attack maintenance training programs, apprenticeships, mentorship, buddy system. Start where you are. Start with baby steps. What are immediate actionable items? What are next steps that you can take? So we gave them a lot of resources and really just insight of how we have done it over the period of time for our companies. And it was very well received. We had a lot of people come up after the session saying they either really enjoyed it or found great value in it. And so that's what we're here for. And as an educator, that's something I'm passionate about, is sharing information that not only reaches the masses, but it provides value and a place to start and something to learn and grow with. So I'm looking forward to doing this again next year. And if you're looking for a speaker, I'm your girl.
Awesome. Make sure you reach out. She is a great facilitator. She's been doing that for how many years now?
7.
So she's seasoned. She's ready to go. So hire her. She has a full-time job. So this is a side gig. If you want to, you're a local affiliate and you need her to facilitate a training, whether that's virtual or maybe in person, reach out to her, because she's a great person.
Thank you.
And I've come to really enjoy her, and we're building a friendship. We've only known each other since December, but we're like best friends now. It's right. First time met in person. NAA bringing people together. Check it out. And thanks for watching. All right, everybody. So excited to meet more people, but even more excited to have Libby Holland here from Greystar. She's a recruiter for them. She's been on Boss Talks before, which was fantastic. And by the way, Libby, did you know that's one of my best viewed shows of all?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So good job. And also props to everybody that watched. Thank you for watching. But today, she's here at NAA for first Apartmentalize, but there's a reason. She was picked as one of the top 20 for 20 of 2023 in all the country for NAA. which is a great honor and awesome. And I feel really privileged to have been able to talk to you before even being picked. So pretty cool.
You talked to me before I became a celebrity. Like
Before-
you discovered me.
Okay. Yes. But Libby,
Yeah.
being that it's your first Apartmentalize and just the experience of being 20 in your 20s, what's that been like? And what is it that you did to get picked? What did you say in your application, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It's so great to be here. Like you mentioned, I'm selected for NAA's 20 in their 20s program. And it is a program that is looking for the next generation of leaders. So identifying those people that are under the age of 30 that are making an impact in their industry. So some of the elements of the application were a couple of letters of recommendation, one speaking to your leadership, one being an industry advocate. I also wrote some reflection pieces, times that I wish I had done something differently, or times that I've grown from. And so there's some of those. There's also an industry related question, and I wrote about flexible pet policies because I think there's some area of opportunity there. As far as what I did to get selected, I don't know all the details behind the scenes, but I will say that I took some time and I tried to be very intentional and self-aware when writing about what I've learned. And it was a really great exercise. One of the elements of the application that's not posted publicly is a letter to yourself about your growth throughout your 20s. I'm 28, so I had 8 years to reflect on. And it made me realize how much I have grown and how much my career has just skyrocketed over the last 5-6 years, especially. So it's just been really cool opportunity. As far as being here, it's so nice to be part of this cohort because there's 11,000 folks here. It's a lot of people, and there's so many sessions and so many wonderful booths to visit, like Community Boss. And it's nice to have that connection and a group to go through this experience with. So it's been really wonderful. It's just been an honor to be here. Great to see you.
Yes, absolutely.
We had a nice long flight to Atlanta.
That's true. Yeah. We actually were on a flight together. Pretty much everybody that was coming to Apartmentalize from Seattle was on that flight. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. In fact, I met a new friend. They work with for Cushman and Wakefield. So it was fun. It was a great time. But thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for agreeing to do a mini sesh and giving us your perspective, because that's so cool to be able to be in your first NAA and be selected for such a cool award. So good job.
Thank you.
All right. Keep watching. We're going to do more mini sessions today. So stay tuned. All right. We're live for another mini session of Boss Talks here at NAA Apartmentalize 2023. I am here with Paul Marks with Multifamily Matters, the host, for 6 years now. Obviously, he paved the way when it comes to doing all these shows that have been popping up, including my own, Boss Talks. He stopped by the booth and I couldn't help but ask him, hey, jump on the show with me. Let's talk. And I really want to know both what's it been like for you to do a show all these years, and also this year you did a session, which I'm sure you've done sessions before, but what's a recap of that session and kind of the takeaways and highlights of that?
One of the things that I think has been very topical since the pandemic really is the disengagement of employees and the fact that they are just not either quiet quitting or they're not actually, their heart's not in it, and they become disengaged. So we had a panel of 3 great people in the industry who have a lot of expertise, and we talked about that. And we've seen a lot of panels this year on similar type topics: what to do about the labor shortages, mental health, which is also part of the disengagement process. It's been really, and quite frankly, the radio shows that we've done, Multifamily Matters is a weekly 1-hour show all through the pandemic. And since the pandemic, we generally do shows on a regular basis talking about mental health, about the labor shortages and disengagement of employees. It's just something that's really, really topical right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I've had a number of people on my show that have been a part of that. I think Stephanie Anderson was on your
Yes.
panel.
Yes.
Yep. She's been on the show. And next week I have Kendra Butterfield, who is a part of the
Northwest Arkansas.
yeah, she's a part of Arkansas, but she
She's a
is
part of the-
mental health first aid group and that whole thing that's been started within multifamily. it's a small group, but I know that it'll be a great influence and a great impact.
Yes.
So outside of that though, which is a great thing, what's it been like for you to have a show, and what kind of good have you seen it have, not only for yourself, but for the industry?
Just so happens right before we went live, Gary Gregory, who's with Radco Residential now, just stopped by the booth, and he calls me Dr. Paul Marks. And the reason he does that is because I told him once that when I sit every week for an hour, either on the phone or live in the studio with all of these experts in multifamily who are icons, many of them industry icons, I feel like over 6 years I've gotten, if there was such a thing, a PhD in multifamily. So that's really what it's like, just through osmosis of sitting in the room and listening to people give their opinions and their ideas and share their stories. It really has given me a tremendous appreciation for this industry that I probably would never have had I not had the opportunity. So it's been a great experience.
Absolutely. And I've only done it for a year, and I feel exactly the same way. Met so many great people across the country that I would have never met if I never stepped out of my comfort zone, which I definitely had to do this show that I do. And so I just appreciate people like you who did it before me and have been an example. And so thank you so much, Paul, for jumping on with me.
No problem. Thanks a lot. And have a great show, everybody.
All right, everybody, another session here at NAA Apartmentalize. Last day of 2023's show. I have the great privilege of having Sydney Weber with me. She's currently with Update. You might know her from her time with Knock when she was doing Renter Obsessed, another show, and really a great inspiration for me because she did a fantastic job of building community amongst the people that she was interviewing on the show. And that is, again, something that I want to do, and I hope I'm achieving. I feel like I am. One thing, and she knows this, doing a show is a great way to build relationships and meet new people. And this year compared to last year at NAA has been completely different.
Yeah.
The number of people I know now and like genuinely respect and want to see it's amazing, honestly. So I want to learn like what that's been like for you over the years as a result of doing a show, and kind of what's your plans and what it's been like this year.
Yeah. So one of my favorite things about Renter Obsessed was not just the content and doing it every week and having people know who I am, but 6 members of Renter Obsessed, they were friends with each other. They just all became friends. We had meetups. I call them the RO crew, like the OG Renter Obsessed crew. There's a handful. There's some friends. They're hanging out. There's more friends. It's so special. I dearly miss them. I took a step back from the industry. But the last year has been great. I have learned 2 industries now, multifamily, trucking, and moving. So maybe not as glamorous as multifamily, but it's definitely good learning.
That's fantastic. But it was with the same company you're currently with, and just at a different part of it.
Yeah.
So what brought you back to, I guess?
So I'm on the marketing team for shared services, and they called me the hired gun. They throw me. We swarm around different projects that updated, but it called Updated Profile Green, which essentially is they replaced the welcome letter with a digital. So now instead of like a PDF and emailing back and forth and phone calls, the resident prepared from the data. Now it's just a simple checklist that's automated for your EMS. They get an email, it's all branded, you see it and it's there. So really trying to promote that around that. And customer stories. I was the customer marketing manager. This is something that I and who wants to hear us talk about ourselves? It's like people want to hear a peer talk about.
That's fantastic. And in the future, if you're going around doing another show, what's maybe the sneak peek of what that might be?
I have like things I'm madly between.
Okay.
I'm very, I like having real tactical and advice to give to us. If I want to listen to a podcast, okay, I can implement this tomorrow. There's so many options out there. Whatever it is, and I'm not going to spoil any of the ideas yet, it will be very on brand Obsessed, which is honestly, it feels like a bunch of girls getting happy. That was always the vibe and the brand of Renter Obsessed, which is very, I like to steal the term from, I think it's educational and entertaining. That's key for me.
That's fantastic. Thank you for stopping by during the session. It was great to meet you in person. We had a phone call recently because I just needed to meet her, but I'm glad I got to meet her in person here. Because you're back.
I am sad.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll be around. And also, I have to say, this is one of my favorite foods, one of my favorite spots, and I'm really jealous that I don't have them. All I want
You
is
know what? There's a lot of people that want this shirt.
You should
So
really
I guess
pass
we
it
need to
out.
start making these. All right. Again, thank you. Hey, everybody. We are live here from Apartment Lies. I have the great privilege and honor to meet Marcy French in person. Finally. Obviously, I had her on the show. Not even a month. but a
Yeah, it's
month
been
ago.
less than a month.
Okay.
Sure.
It was fun. It was awesome. Even people from my company loved the episode. Fun. I'm still honored to have her here. She's been rocking it. You only have one session or
Yeah, one session we're continuing education for our AFT.
which they're all trying to get.
Yeah, it's a good time, Evan. Good time. Come.
Although I'm terrified that Marcy's going to rip me apart. But
You have to worry about me. It's how short. We call him the Simon of AFT.
that's hilarious. Okay.
Maybe
Well,
the Randy. Maybe I should be so harsh. Randy of AFT.
and I'm already pretty harsh on myself. When I edit my so I'll be.
Okay, you're ready.
But what is it that you talk about in your session?
So Crystal was on my panel with me. You are here, and you are a guest on my stage over there.
But I want you all.
So we love her, and it's worth the wait.
All right.
Can we just talk about her outfit?
Now, amongst us are a few winners as well.
Oh, yeah.
Right here,
Contestant number one.
back to back. I see us. Two of the winners of NAA, 1-4. All right. And all have been on the show, but gonna be on the show.
Yes,
Not yet on the show. Already was gonna be on the show before our winners.
you gotta stay tuned. Now the price just went up, and I know before it was $0, but now it's fine. Now it's $0.99.
But then before we close out, I want you guys to talk the group.
I
That's
Monica Frazier is the Batman to my Robin, but she is not present. So we're all a part of a collective of Black women, and it's really good to show up, we celebrate, we support, we learn, we educate. We're always meeting at the same time as conferences. So if you aren't connected with we have a website. She's starting to see us everywhere. Mercy French, we United. Esther X. Everybody knows. And the emerging. Wow.
fantastic. Thanks, guys.
Wait,
I'm
no.
wrong.
We also want to plug that we are all participants of the class of 2023 Leadership Latino class. All of us. Yes, and that program has allowed members to gain access to exposure to resources, people, and we're able to connect with each other and create initiatives and programs to create the NAA a better place.
So watch that. If you are from an underrepresented group and you're interested in the DLP program, please apply. And if you're a mentor of anybody, if you feel like you have something to pour out and give to others, apply for the mentorship program so you can give back to what's coming through. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with another mini session for Class Talks at Compartmentalize. I'm here with Lashira Escobosa, and she was one of the involved before the show.
So it has been an amazing experience. This is actually my first NAA appointment live. So being a social media ambassador, coming here for the first time. Of course, I was walking around here with my documents, but it's been an amazing education. Meeting my DLP classmates, we've been in sessions weeks and meeting in person for the first time. It's like we've been together forever.
That's fantastic. Check out her TikTok, which is
Lashira Escobosa.
she did a cool TikTok of arriving, coming in from plane, and making her entrance into our brunch.
Yeah,
So-
it's like off the plane, straight to community bus. I was off the plane, gotta go, went straight to the brunch, stopped nowhere. It was like crazy.
It's fantastic. So thank you so much.